across this by chance, actually. So I'm very much the observer here, not the designer. The work is by Cityco, the Manchester bid, but just happened to be in Manchester City Centre. I think this is 2019 in June, and as you can see there, the King Street Festival was alive and kicking. If you don't know Manchester, King Street is the kind of one of the premier shopping streets in Manchester. This section here is actually pedestrianised all the time. But I think it's fair to say that even pre-COVID, it was starting to decline. I think the number of shop units that, in terms of vacancies, was starting to increase. So when I stumbled across this, one June weekend, I was delighted just to see the vibrancy and the activity here. Not only have you got this kind of concert going on next to the post box, also sort of along the street there was activities for children. There was a Punch and Judy show. There was spaces for children to play. I think the next slide might show that, Matt. Absolutely there. Now, I took loads of photos, as you can imagine. Unfortunately, I was only allowed two to show today. But what also happened is that retailers were given space to almost sell their wares on the street. And so there was a shoe shop, and there was a guy out polishing people's shoes. There was retail clothes. There was a sort of clothes demonstration, a bit of modeling going on. A tourist agency was out talking to people about summer holidays. And then, of course, there were several of the shop units that were vacant, and they were taken up with art displays for local artists. So, as you can imagine, it was really relaxed and very civilized. And as far as I know, pre-COVID, it was only taking place once a year in June. But I think it's a really fabulous example about how to really blend those different uses of retail, event, and activity. And I think it'd be fabulous to see that more often on King Street, certainly on a monthly basis, and even more frequent. So I think a great example to follow.